You can do it too. You look like a unicorn. I am a unicorn. You just put it more up on your head. Yeah. And then you'll really look like a unicorn.
You know, Santa, I have to tell you, all you do is you come, not all you do, but you come and you leave the toys. And then we have to deal with it afterwards. You got to see what these kids are doing, playing with one of the latest toys out there. Damian Farrell's with us. He's an architect with Damian Farrell Design Group here in Ann Arbor. And he and his studio manager, Aaron McNair, have put together a fantastic display of toys that Santa might be leaving under your tree, little kids. So let's see what we have here today. What is this called? Squidgies?
We have squigs.
Oh, squigs.
Yeah,
S-Q.
this is the hit of the morning, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. S-Q-U-I-G-Z. And it says fun little suckers under it.
So you can see what I've done on top of this laptop surface here. These things just kind of stick together. So, you know, imagine a car full of these as you're going on a long trip, sticking all over the windows. Wouldn't that be cool? Hey, isn't that fun?
What do you think kids learn from this? Because we already saw these kids in the front here put together some interesting creations on their foreheads, on their cheeks.
Kind of unicorn and
yeah.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein,
thank you. Frankenstein, like things on their heads. So those are cool, aren't they?
Yes.
So big shout out again to our friends at Learning Express.
All these toys came from Learning Express?
All these toys came from Learning Express.
It's over in the Westgate Shopping Center.
Westgate Shopping Center, 4 years in a row now. They've supported us with toys to show. And again, you know, the big focus on design. What's out there this year that's clever, smart, intelligent, fun, learning toys that are well built, beautifully designed. So we've got a few things from infant type stuff. We've got this little noggin sticks infant toy, which is, and there's a way as a parent that you can actually kind of track the learning. So you can set these little tasks, if you will, for an infant and sort of track their learning.
Boy, rattles were not like this when I was a kid.
No, you just rattled them.
Right? Yeah. This rattle will track what your kid is doing with it?
No, you have like a little thing that you can track. I suppose there's probably an app you can download.
Oh, I see. How interesting. This is the changing colored lights and promote visual tracking skills. It has textures and rattle sounds on it, so it promotes see, feel, and hear. It's called Smart Noggin Stick. Smart Noggin puts this out. It's a developmental light-up rattle, and it retails for under $23. I want to go back to this. What did you call it again? Squigs? Squigs. Creativity like no other toy. This toy really sucks. This is not for me. It says it right on the packaging here. And you push them together, then pop them apart. Squigs will stick to virtually any flat surface with no residue. That's the best part for parents.
I know.
No gunk left anywhere around. What do you think kids learn by putting these squigs together?
Architecture.
I love this guy.
Do you know what an architect does?
They build things.
That would be correct. Someone has to build all these beautiful homes and all these businesses we see, right?
That's absolutely. All these homes around here.
So will you design a home now that looks like a Squigs, Damian?
Interesting. Well, you know, Buckminster Fuller, when he designed his geodesic dome, I guess that's sort of it. Right? It's actually, you could sort of make something that looked like the space station. Right? The way that the space station, once they got all pieces up there, they plugged them all in and they went floating around. So you could kind of,
I like
so
that idea.
And so there's some instant architecture for you.
Very nice. And these kids that are putting them on their foreheads, you know, if something happens to that space station, they can...
There you go. They're putting them on their hands, on their foreheads.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's amazing what they're making out of these things. They're having a lot of fun. That's the real key, isn't it? What's the next toy you have?
So last year we saw the release of mag formers. I think it was last year. And now it's just continuing. I just think it's such an elegant toy using magnets. And of course, Erin was able to find one that comes very close to maize and blue. But these shapes and forms that are all magnetized so that you can stack them together, pull them apart, make all sorts of forms and shapes out of them. I think very elegant. I love the way it's made too.
They talk about this being really good as a brain stimulator as well.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think because it's so quick to manipulate it and change it. So you're challenging yourself the entire time. And also there's a certain level of physics and geometry and so on. So as you build something, there's a point at which it will no longer hold together. But the idea of putting triangles and squares together and what kind of shapes those, how those interact with each other to create form.
This is for ages 6 up, but I could see adults using this and having fun with it too.
Yeah.
Intelligent magnetic construction set for brain development. But don't tell the kids about the brain development part. They might not play with it then. Now, that looks like a lot of fun.
So, fashion plates. Look at this. Does this not remind you of an era when maybe you were growing up and we were growing up?
I remember something like this, but how does this work?
It was discontinued many years ago. It's an Ann Arbor company called Cahoots has brought it back.
Oh.
All right, so there's now a carrying case in various textures on each side of each plate, which you can then apply to the various mannequin forms that are inside
So
inside
the
box.
patterns are in here.
Yes.
And then you come up with, look at the little girls, they're loving this. And you come up with the designs, different
Yes.
kind of fashions that you
Exactly.
can make on these fashion plates.
Right.
It includes a fashion case to carry it all in style. You've got the pencils and everything you need. Cahoots, I've not heard of this company. It's an Ann Arbor company.
It's an Ann Arbor company.
Okay.
I've not heard of it before, but we try to feature some local stuff
Okay.
whenever we can.
Very
But kind
nice.
of a creative return or something. Oh, it's good to see some retro stuff.
And what are these over here? Pom-Pom pets. Right here. Here we go.
Yeah, I think this one is another local one, if I recall.
Make your own fuzzy friends with mini Pom-Pom pets. This looks like a lot
No,
of
this
fun.
is not a local one, but you see how simple it is by just using a fork and by using the
A
the
fork!
yarn.
Look, you can make this with a fork.
It would be fork. You can make all of these different toys, different woven soft things. So a lot of variety. Again, I just think very clever using something very simple.
And again, sparking that creativity in a young
Sparking that
person.
creativity, that's the kind of stuff we're looking for. These people, there's so much thought goes into these things too, in designing them, seeing how they work, how they fit together, how you start with something very simple and end with something more complex. So a fork and a piece of yarn.
I bought
Great.
these last year. Snow time, anytime. These are really cool. They're snowballs, and it's just fun to play with them indoors.
Isn't it just? You can just have a great old time here, telling you this is wonderful snowball fight. Look at this. These are so much fun, aren't they?
Damian has started a snowball fight inside Grandma's Point Country Club.
There are enough for everyone. These are for the kids.
You
You guys
realize
can take these home.
you realize now that you've started a snowball fight, they're throwing them back at you, Damian. This is really cool. They come in a big case here. It crunches just like a real snowball. Hours in one, safe anywhere, many games in one, easy, quick cleanup.
I hate you.
All right, you guys can have these.
All
There you go.
Put them in, split them up. Yeah.
Oh. I don't think the audience got to feel those yet. There you go. Hey, we've got some good growers here. We're talking with Damian Farrell. He does a regular segment on our show every Saturday, looking at design and its importance in our life and how design impacts us. And today on our Christmas show, it's all about the kids' toys. What is Gravity Maze?
I think Gravity Maze is just an amazing thing. So to describe it, it's these series of translucent, different colored cubes that have different forms and shapes that turn within them. And the idea is to be able to take a marble and stack these cubes up and create a pathway and drop the marble down and let the marble, through gravity, connect through all of these different cubes. So, talk about really testing the brain. And it also has this card format that you work with it. So you can pick cards and then pick a cube that's marked on the card and start to build something until you're able to create a gravity maze. But isn't that beautiful? It's so elegant the way it's made.
Build a path through the towers there, and it's called Gravity Maze. By the way, last year when you were on, I went and spent hundreds of dollars over at Learning Express. I had to get everything you talked about, and I love all of these items today. These are great.
Yeah.
What's this one here?
That one is for really young kids. And what it is, if you took it out of the packaging, again, to try to describe it, imagine this is a series of balls that stack on top of each other, but the top part of, almost if you cut the top of an orange and scoops it out. And so these things are weighted. And so you can stack them in each other and create different kind of leaning towers because of the mass, the weight that's in the bottom of the ball. So it's
Like
not
the
just,
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
exactly. So it's not just stacking it vertically, but what can you do to sort of move it and create sculptural forms out of it.
And this is good for babies,
It's
right?
very good for babies.
It's called Tobbles,
Again,
T-O-B-B-L-E-S.
it's fairly, well, it's hard, but it's a softer material. But each of the bottom of these balls is weighted, so you can slide them around within each other and push it out at an angle. It's a variation on the old wooden stick with the rings that you drop on and try to get the pyramid. This takes it really to the next step.
Very cool. What else do you have, Damian?
This one here we thought was just wonderful, which is an animation kit. Build and animate. So you have a little studio with a camera, and you have these figurines that you can build, and it's set up so that you can create a stop-action type movie.
Wow.
Isn't that an incredible gift?
Really
so
nice.
you can build any kinds of sets and then move these around, and with the help of the camera and obviously your laptop or your tablet, literally create a movie.
Oh, that is so cool. It's called Build and Animate, Build B-I-L-D. Is that the maker of this?
That's the maker of
Okay.
it, yeah.
Construction and animation set, and it's an animation studio kit, and that retails for under $80, it looks
Just
like.
under $80.
Yeah, just under.
1 cent under $80. But again, very creative. Look at all the parts that come with it.
And so many kids are interested in using the technology that's out there today. It gives
Exactly.
them an easy way to animate something.
Exactly.
What do you boys think about that?
I want it.
Well, you got to ask the outlaws for it.
I like this.
And then finally here,
Finally, water dancing speakers.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? So as the music plays,
wait, what is that?
I've seen those at Henry Ford Museum.
You have. Well, you've seen them at the museum, but maybe you could see one in your home if Santa brings one. You never know.
for just 1 cent again, under $50.
That's why you have to be really good. Water dancing speakers. So how does this work? You have your music on?
Your music on, and then these jets inside, they color up and shoot up and down in accordance to the music.
Oh,
So
really?
these speakers are almost as if someone is conducting the music.
Wow. Really nice. You put together a great, you and Aaron, your studio manager, the Learning Express toys, all the ones we talked about here today.
Yes.
We'll get this up on our website.
Fantastic.
And I know your website as well.
Yes, yeah, sure. We'll put it up on the radio on the Damian on Design spot.
And that's
Yeah.
dfdgonline.com. You can check it out.
Right.
We're a real inspiration to these kids here, Damian.
Yeah, it's fun to have you guys around. Thanks, kids, for hanging around.
You can see that
And
being an
forward.
architect is fun. You get to design things, build things, and everything that you wear and everything you do and see, it all has a design element to it, and that's why we talk about it each week.
Yeah.
Damian, thank you so much, and
Thank
thanks
you.
to Aaron, who did a great job putting all of this together as well. And Aaron, I love your sweater. That's the best Christmas sweater ever. Come over here a second.
We have to describe
Yeah,
it.
what is that exactly?
They're dancing Christmas robots.
Dancing Christmas robots.
Yeah.
That is just classic. I
Yeah.
love it.
That's a great sweater.
That's not an ugly sweater. That is for
No,
sure.
that is not an
That
ugly
is not
sweater.
an
That is a
ugly.
very classy sweater, yeah.
And the robots have little scarves around their necks. They are adorable. Thank you so much. Aaron McNear, her studio manager, Damian Farrell from Damian Farrell Design Group. Kids, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Happy holidays.
And thanks to our great audience out there for suffering the snowball fight with the kids here today. And Rabbit Point Country Club on Ann Arbor's talk station.
Thank you.
It's the Lucy Ann Lance Hometown Christmas Show on 1290 WLBY. Those are wonderful. Thank you so much. You're so nice of you. Thank you.
Those toys are pretty cool.
They're pretty cool.
I want the snowballs.
You guys can have snowballs for you to take. So just show them on yourselves, okay?
Yeah.
Snowballs?
I want snowballs.
Want snowballs?
I want snowballs.
Want snowballs?
Snowballs.